Hello everyone, welcome to the Book Cafe. This is Amrita aka the Coffee Chapter, and in our coffee menu, we have introduced a new thing, and that is Coffee Conversation, which is a podcast series. So grab your coffee and let's begin with our first episode of the podcast. So, in the first episode, we are going to discuss the problem with the book recommendations, which is everywhere on the internet. Even I recommend books, okay, which I liked or which I don't like. I always recommend them, okay, like whether you want to read, whether you don't want to read. But there are certain issues which are being there all over around, which I have faced personally as a book reader. If I just quickly give a brief introduction like of my book journey and how the book recommendations affected me, then actually I started reading fiction in the 2020, at the end of 2025, around October November. Started reading the fiction. Before that, for 5 6 years, I was only reading non-fiction. So I was completely new in this forte of fictional world, and I had no idea like which books to pick, which one will be good, what. So I started watching the recommendations by some other booktubers or on Bookstagram. I was going through social media like Goodreads, might be Instagram, YouTube, and with that, I got the idea of the books that I want to read. Okay, but that's not the only story. The story is I read those books. Certain books I loved it. Certain did not match with my taste. So today I want to discuss like what are the problems which are being there in the book recommendations that actually the people, the new readers can actually feel, and even the old ones. Okay, so I have my laptop ready over here, and I have prepared certain questions that I really wanted to answer. Okay, so the first question that I would like to take is, when someone recommends a book, what makes you decide to actually pick it up? Okay, so when somebody is recommending a book to me, I would literally I would look for the genre, like which genre it is of, like whether it's romance, it's romantasy, it's a fantasy, it is a thriller, it is a suspense, or horror, or might be something else. Okay, so that actually plays a huge role. Okay, and although by just knowing the genre actually does not make much of a sense too, because recently I have read romance books. I read romance books after so long. Okay, and these books were recommended by the people on the Instagram or everywhere. But the problem arose when I read those books, the genre, the romance genre, and it did not satisfy what I was expecting. Okay. Next that it comes from is the recommendation source and hype. Okay. This is the one also the one more thing, that sometimes certain books are hyped too very much. Okay. Like for example, if I give it to you, sometime back, Wuthering Heights was all over the internet when the series was about to come out. Okay, now then Remarkably Bright Creatures. Now it's Verity because the movie is coming soon. Before that, it was Project Hail Mary. So the hype that is being created by the social by the content creators, by the book creators, book content creators, is really too much sometimes, and it is actually overwhelming. That is what I have also felt, that some way, although I like classics, I love classics. Okay, I like classics, I like historical fiction, but then too, the liking of classics can differ. Sometimes we go with the hype and we pick up the book and then we realize, oh, this book is not I was thinking looking for. So this is one of the things that I would really like to address, that whenever somebody is hyping a book, you should give them a reason why this book should be picked up and who should pick up these books. It is very important because not everyone will be liking those books, and books are expensive. Okay, next is the which recommendation source it is coming from. Like if I talk about, I actually follow 2 to 3 bookstagrammers on the Bookstagram or on the YouTube, and out of those three, I suppose, yeah, those three are the ones whom I actually go for my book recommendation, and one is the prominent one. whom I like really follow, like her book recommendations, if I talk about, are the ones which I like. But that does not mean that other people will like too. So it's a source is very important, like from which source it is coming from. Okay, whether the person has given the proper gist of the book, they've explained what it is in there without giving the spoilers. If they can explain the things well, that is the best thing. Okay, and hype is a big question for me too. Or okay, next, sometimes it's a premise too, like the premise of the book is something which is given like on the back of the book, or might be the first page or second page of the book. So these also actually create sometimes confusion, because the premise says like a story is being given, you feel like, oh, this is some seems to be a good one. But when you read the book, the premise is actually not what the book content was there in it. Okay, so those are two different things. The it just premise is just a part of it. It's just not just giving the gist of it. Okay, so this is my first concern that has been there, the major problem that I would like to address in the in the book recommendation. Okay, next is the second prompt is second question that comes up is, can a book have all the ingredients of a popular recommendation and still not work for you? Okay, now here I would like to talk about a book. This book actually is recommended by one of the bookstagrammer or booktube that I follow out of these three. Okay, and she is a romance girly. She is a romance girly. You can just give her the romance books and she's the happiest of all. But this book did not work for me, and the book was Love on the Brain. Now, why it happened? If I talk about, so I picked it up this book because I thought, okay, I'm reading a romance book. It is something which I like. It is a story about the people in STEM and their life, the workplace romance, and everything. That is something fine, but the amount of spicy scenes which are included in this one, it is not given anywhere in the premise that I said previously. Okay, it's not given, and the problem is that even if you're giving that and it is filled with those scenes, like on the second half of the book, okay, and they're detailed ones. I don't want the details, I don't like the details. Recently I have read one more book, that is King of Roth. It also has, those who have read it, they know it also has certain spice scenes. I think 2 to 3 places it is entirely there, and that is a description has been there, although it gave me a little bit ick, but the overall book was actually good. Here the story did not hit me hard. I have read the other books of Ellie Hazelwood too, and I felt that the entire setting of her writing is actually same. It does not change no matter what. So I felt that there is a repetition in the books of Ali Hazelwood. This is my personal opinion. I did not like it, those repetitions. I felt like there's an entire setting that she has created, and in these setting, okay, the romance, grumpy male character, sunshine female character, they had a past, and then suddenly they meet again after so many years, and there's a friction, and then the sparks. So this, I have read one more book of Ellie Hazelwood, and I felt that it actually the both sound same. Okay, the setting is same, just the character name and the way they meet is the difference that comes up, and the spicy scenes. Oh my god, I cannot even talk about it. I have still have two more books of Ellie Hazelwood, Love Hypothesis and Love Theoretical. I might not read it. I'll read it. I don't know when. Let's see, because it's I own it, so definitely I'll read it. Will I read more books of Ellie Hazelwood? I don't know. Okay, fine. So this is what something which I did not like, the repetition and everything, which did not actually went well with me. So these things need to be told by the bookstagrammers, those who are recommending the books. Please actually give these details, because whenever I give a recommendation, I make sure that I'm giving actually that much information, that the book contains spicy scenes and a lot of spicy scenes, detailed spicy scenes. So if you're not into something like that, please don't go and read it, otherwise you won't like it. Okay, I did I enjoy the book? Yeah, I mean, just a little bit. It's, I mean, the starting of it, till those things didn't start. After that, it just the second half of the book just went flat for me. It was not something I was expecting. Actually, the expectations went downhill. So yeah, okay. Next thing that comes up is what makes a book click for you. Okay. Uh, See, there will be always certain things which will be like your trigger point, or which will be like your, what do you call it, that intrigues you to read a book. Okay, like, okay, these are the things which actually make me read a book. Okay, and if I'll give you an example of one of those books is The One Dark Window by Rachel Glenn. So this book, if I say, this is a book. Okay, I'll just hold it and have my coffee too. So this is a kind of a book which is also has spicy scenes, but very less. Okay, there is a bit of a detail, but that can be ignored if it is given once or twice. Okay, it is manageable. The story has to be really good. Okay, the story was gripping from the first page to the last page. There was a fantasy. I loved fantasy. I like, after reading the books, I was like, oh my god, I like actually the fantasy books. Okay, I'm loving these things. The characters, the way the characters grew over the period of time, I liked it a lot. In this one, the strength of the characters, how they were like growing with the story, the pacing of the story, the things which are getting revealed like after every few pages, I was like, so my expressions were like these after reading this book. Okay, so it was like giving those surprise elements which is required for a reader to read. Like, I read one more book, that is the Never Lie by Ali Hazelwood. Sorry, Never Lie by Frida McFadden, and that book too actually gave me a good feeling. Although, if I say about the hype, it did not work that way for the hype for me. It was, I think, it was overly hyped. It was not something like I was, you know, after reading the book, I felt like this is somewhat below my expectation par what I was looking for. Although at some places it gave me that creepy feeling. Okay, I was like scared what will happen next. Okay, but it was not that the story was like, the story was good, the pacing was good, the characters were good. Although I could decipher a few things from the story, that it is going to go this way, this is the thing which is going to this is something which is fishy, and it was fishy at the end. These things I could decipher, rest I could not. So that is something which I liked it. And same goes for The One Dark Window. I liked the writing, I liked the pacing, I liked how the book was going. It was on my like the radar. So, and I'm really looking forward to read the second book of it. Okay, the two Twisted Crows, I suppose. So it is was something which I liked a lot. So yeah. Next, prompt number 4. So okay, do you think we sometimes confuse a good book with a book that's good for us? Okay, uh, fine. It is not that One Dark Window is a good book and Love on the Brain is a bad book. It is not like that. It depends on reader to reader. It can be a good book, but might be not good for me. Okay, it is might be a good book for me, but might be not be good book for others. So it depends on people to people perception also, like what they want. That is why the book recommendation, those who are recommending the books, it is important to at least give a little bit of an idea of the book, that these books are, that the book contains these things. If you want to go for it, go for it, otherwise don't go for it. Okay, so that's what I meant. That it's not a bad book. Okay, I think I have given it 3.5 stars, which is not a bad rating. 3.5 cups of coffee actually I've given it to it, and I think this one I have given 4 or something like that. So this is not actually a bad book, but this is not a good book for me. I did not like it. Might be some other people have, like, as I told, that the people those who like romance a lot, might be it's a good book for them. It didn't work for me. If somebody says, that you don't like spicy scenes, I have read 50 Shades of Grey in 2015, even before the movie came in. I was done with the trilogy. I've read the entire three books. Okay, but that book has those content, and it was aware, people were aware that what they are getting themselves into. You are putting the people into the situation where they feel that they're reading the romance books and it comes adult content. And on the other hand, this book actually, I felt like the people those who were recommending this book were to be more honest in giving the idea, giving the recommendation of this book. So I liked this part. Okay, next question, and this will be the last question. So what should we actually tell someone when we recommend a book? Okay, fine. So when you recommend a book, you need to tell the people that why you have liked the book. Like, if suppose if I say about this book that, okay, if I'm recommending this book, I will say that this contains a magic system, which contains this contains a magic system of mist, and the powers are being there in the tarot cards card kind of a thing. The female protagonist has the power of those cards, and there's a monster that lives inside her head. And the male protagonist also has the power that is something if none of the cards work on them. Okay, so the power is controlled by the cards, and those who possess those cards contain the power. But there is another role of mist, which is if anybody enters into the mist is like some kind of a demon or something like a negative energy that is slowly engulfing the entire kingdom. And if anybody gets into the mist, either they die or they are being cursed. Okay, so the cursed people don't survive for long, and those who have survived has different kind of a power. And those who are possessing the power through cards don't want those people to survive, because they think that they will, because that power is unknown. Which what that kind of power, the power of cards is known, the power of mist is unknown, so they don't want them to survive. And that's how the entire thing happens. And there's a king in this, which is a shepherd king, and that king is the only one which can actually take help the people, or help in lifting that curse. But will the female and the male protagonist be able to do that? It's something you need to find out in the book number 2. There are certain spicy scenes, yes, a little bit here and there, but not too much. The story is actually about the magic system, about the fantasy that is being there, about the power that is controlled by the cards. So this is how the book recommendation should go. Okay, and if somebody says about this book, yes, this contains romance, it's a story of stemming people, but there are a lot of spicy scenes involved almost in the second half of the book, and they are the detailed ones. So if you really want to get yourself settled into some things like this, if you enjoy such things, it's good book for you. And if you don't, you can just skip this book. Okay, so I feel that instead of saying that omg I have read this book, oh I like this book, please be specific what you have liked, what you have don't like. Okay, just don't promote a book or recommend a book on the basis of because by giving half of the information, that sometimes I feel is not something I like it. Okay, and star rating and hype is something you should look at. You need to check that rating system for one person can be different for the rating system of another person. Okay, fine. So this is the first episode of the coffee chat, of the coffee conversation, and this episode will also be available on Spotify. Yes, we are putting this episode on the Spotify too. So if you want, you can just want to listen, you can just go over there and you can listen. I'll give the link of the Spotify in the description so you can check it out. And I'll see you in the next episode of Coffee Conversation. Till then, bye bye.